Hello everyone, welcome to the New Jersey Film Festival Filmmaker interview series. We're back for spring of 2023 with the New Jersey Film Festival, which is in its 41st year. And we'll be screening films from January 27th through February 19th on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. And we're a hybrid festival because we developed a new audience during COVID where people from all around the country, all around the world come and check out our films. So all of the programs will be available to watch for 24 hours on their show date, but there will also be live performances in person at our state-of-the-art facility, which is Voorhees Hall, room 105 at 71 Hamilton Street in New Brunswick, New Jersey, at the very beautiful Rutgers University campus. But today we have two wonderful guests. We have Helen Frank, a renowned New Jersey artist, we're gonna be talking about her work because Casey is here, and he's gonna be talking about the film that he made about her, Casey Child. And I've been convincing them it's a short film that I really want to see it as a feature. But I guess, Casey, you should tell us, how did you end up making this film?
I've been an art collector for a number of years and art dealer and been a fan of Helen's work. And before I had met her, I was interested in making a film just based on the quality of the work. And after meeting her and seeing, her firecracker personality and just her living her life as an art form really inspired me to make the film.
It's a wonderful film, and as I said to Casey, that I wanted to see more because you are a very interesting person, and I thought, well, I really would like to meet her, so I was glad that you could come. And based in Springfield, New Jersey?
Yes, yes.
And is that where your studio is too?
That's where my studio is, my drawing studio, my painting studio, and my printmaking studio. And that's also where I live.
It's a great thing because everything is there, but you have your own sacred space, right, where you do your own art.
Yes.
Can you tell us the type of art that you make?
Well, I'm basically a painter and a printmaker. The prints in the form of etchings, and the paintings, I used to do oil on canvas and got a little tired of that, and I somehow fell into oil on paper, which I love, and I mostly do oil on paper. But I ride two horses. People ask, well, which do you love more? Well, which child do you love more? It depends upon the day and the subject and whatever.
I didn't know that much about etching, and then kind of like a silk screen, right? You put the ink on the etching?
Well, Al, it's a very complicated technique that I don't want to use all of our time. Casey caught me doing some inking and some printing and a little smattering of it. But the thing about etching is that each time you go through the process, you're not running it off like a machine. Right. You re-ink, you re-wet the paper.
Right.
You do the whole thing all over again.
Some of the things that you see in Casey's documentary about you is that the paper has to be wet. I mean, the paper becomes wet from the whole process, right?
You work on dampened paper,
right,
and that receives the ink more beautifully. And they work on many different kinds of paper.
No, I mean, it's really fascinating because I didn't know really anything about it. I know about woodcuts, and I knew about other techniques like silk screening. And somehow this kind of reminded me of a combination of those two things.
No, I think it's its own in its own kingdom. I mean, to me, it's the most complicated, and it offers the most diversity for different techniques and creative expression. Not to diminish other media,
right?
But this has wonderful possibilities, and I'm still working on the possibilities of them.
And Casey, you discovered Helen's work because you liked what she was doing, and you purchased some of her work, right? Was it the etchings that you purchased?
It was the etchings.
Yeah. What drew you to the etchings?
It's just from a technical perspective, she's up there with Rembrandt. Just the tone and just her ability to capture gesture and expression. I had found this antique shop selling a piece before I had met Helen. They were selling a piece called Shakespeare's poem, Seven Stages of Man, and it connected
with you.
Yeah, such an incredible piece, and that was before I knew her. And then I thought it would be an interesting subject, just based on this artist without knowing that, she gets dressed
That's
in front
very
of
cool.
a
And you
funhouse
tracked her
mirror.
down, and
Yeah.
and she was easy to work with.
Yeah, she's been a delight.
And he's easy to work with.
Yeah, yeah.
He's full of his own
and of course,
ideas.
I didn't even mention the name of the film, which is called Rembrandt in New Jersey, which I love the title. I said,
It's a
we're
great-
always looking for great films that are made by New Jersey filmmakers or about New Jersey artists or New Jersey people. So it ticked all the boxes, and the jury really loved your film. And every one of the comments said, I wish this was longer. I wish this was longer. So I think,
It's about to be longer.
I'm glad that I motivated you guys to do that, because I think your story is so compelling, and it's just kind of the tip of the iceberg that we get in your short film. And I think everybody that will see it will want not only to know more about you, but perhaps to buy some of your art, because I thought, wow, I wonder if it's affordable
Yes,
for me.
it is affordable.
Yeah, so. Okay, other questions that I wanted to ask you. As a woman working as an artist, did you find any difficulties dealing with a kind of quote-unquote man's world?
Yes, very much so. In the 60s, when I was graduated from school and tried to put my work in galleries, I found an enormous amount of prejudice against women, which I battled for quite a while. I think, in fact, for a while I was part of the Guerrilla Girls, who checked on the amount of the percentage of women on the MoMA. I think was something like 3 or 5%, which is pretty low. But when you have very deep conviction, you just put one foot in front of the other and keep on going.
Is it easier now?
Yes, but I don't think it's where it should be.
Right, of course.
I think we have a ways to go
Right.
on all fronts about that.
When you saw his documentary, what did you think about it?
I loved it. How can I not love it?
Well,
It was
you do mention in the documentary you didn't kind of want to see yourself. I mean, you didn't want to promote yourself that way.
no, I didn't particularly, but I loved meeting and being close to Casey and his business colleague Joan. And there were just great people who've been selling a number of my pieces for quite a while. And we have a great friendship together and a great rapport and respect and understanding. So it's all good.
That's wonderful. It's a nice relationship, a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. It's very
and you
harmonious.
get that sense when you watch the movie. And folks, you absolutely should see Rembrandt in New Jersey, which is part of a shorts program. It's shorts program number 3. And we're going to be screening a series of animation films. They're all wonderful. That program will be taking place on February 10th. The actual screening is at 7 p.m. It's a Friday. And you can watch it online the entire day. It's available. Hopefully you'll come. These guys will be there in person. We'll have a lot of the artists there, a lot of the directors there, and it should be a really fun
hope to.
evening. So thanks so much for being here. It was a pleasure
you
to meet
so
you
much.
both.
Thank you.
This etching called Remembered Merry-Go-Round from Asbury Park. I want to show the process of printing. This is after I have drawn the image on the plate and after I have etched it, I am now at the point of printing it. The word print is a very complicated word. People think that prints are something that you can buy in Sears or you can buy online, and then there's artist prints and fine printing. And what I'm doing, I'm printing in one of my etchings, and I'm printing it in the same way that it's been done since the 15th century, since Rembrandt.